Hi everyone, we are at Garden State Comic Fest 2024 and we are with legendary comic book artists, creator Mr. Tom Mandrake, co-creator of Black Mask, and he has worked on Spectre, Manhunter, Batman, Swamp Thing, you name it. A lot of characters that I love in DC Comics, and we are with him today to talk about stuff. Uh, hey, Tom. So how has the con been so far?
Con has been fantastic. So just a huge rush and doing a lot of sketching, doing a lot of signing and everything. And yeah,
How
now I'm getting more now.
how's the crowd though? Are people like just like bringing in more books for CGC signing, or it's just like people actually talking to you? How's
Well,
that been?
it's always this convention is always the same. This is a true comic book convention,
Right,
and
I can
people love
vouch
to
for
talk
that.
about comics, and everybody always brings books to sign and get sketches done, and they buy original artwork. That's why it really is my favorite convention.
Nice. Yeah, same here. Like I've been coming here for years now.
Hmm.
Um, I think there was one other East Coast Comic Con that probably shut down, but
East
Garden.
Coast was a great convention too, and
Yeah.
it's too bad it's not there anymore.
Yep. Yeah. Now, moving on to the current topics, what are the projects you're working on right now?
So, no, unfortunately, one of the projects that I'm dying to talk about, I can't talk about
Now,
because it's a secret project.
now,
But when you find out about it, it's very cool. I
in,
can't talk about one of the ones. I'm doing a graphic novel right now for Storm King
uh-huh,
with Shannon Denton.
uh-huh.
That's called A Haunt of Monsters.
Oh, nice.
I think the title is pretty self-explanatory. It's got a lot of monsters and ghosts.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley. So I'm doing that. I'm doing my secret project.
Uh-huh.
I'll just say that it's for DC, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Okay.
God only knows when I'll be able to talk about it, but I'm very excited. And let's see, what else am I doing? I'm actually doing another martial arts book for
Mhm.
Atomic Bear. Another how-to book, which is fun to do. I
Uh,
like doing that kind of thing. And yeah, that's those three projects are absorbing all of my time right now. In fact, I had to turn down a number of conventions this year just because my plate is full. And I honestly, other than doing this convention, which is right near my house,
mhm.
I need to be at the board, so that's what I'm doing.
Now, are you going to the Kubert School con? You probably are,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
again,
Yeah. That's,
that's even closer to my house than this one. This is only like 10 minutes from my house.
well,
I can pretty much fall out my door and be at the Kubert School.
yeah.
So.
That's nice. Are you doing anything for Wisdom this year for the
Wisdom,
demultiverse?
I finished the second issue of Wisdom, and they just announced I think they just announced the Kickstarter for all.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, I think I saw the video come out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, the next one is done and ready to go. So I'm excited about that too.
Oh, nice. And yeah, moving on to the main topic. So you have read the book, The Violated.
Yes.
The,
And I really enjoy those stories. I think you tend to undersell yourself, but you're actually a very good writer.
thank you.
And surprisingly, now that's not fair to say. There's no reason it should be a surprise that you're a good storyteller too. So I think that's a really good book, and if people aren't reading it, they should be reading it.
Thank you. Thank you. And some of our audience, they already know that you did a cover for the book. Um, do you want to share something about the cover or the process, the idea, anything about the cover?
The cover, so the cover that I did, that was a lot of fun. It was a challenge. Well, because you've seen the cover,
Yeah.
that I tried to warp reality a little bit to fit all the information, which is a thing that I like to do. It's fun to take a normal perspective of things. And this is what's interesting about artwork to me is you can warp reality. People aren't necessarily aware of it. So when you do that, if you do it right, they'll look at it, they'll see all the information, and they won't realize the trick that you've played.
Yep.
And that's the game that I was playing, the cover that he did for you.
Yep. Now, the cover itself, I love it because how the perspective changes. There are things in there that you wouldn't notice first when you pick it up. Your eyes goes to a specific spot, and then you have to go with the story. So the cover itself would be a story. So that's nice. Even the colors came out really well. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the cover for number 4. We'll put an image there for everyone to see. So thank you again for doing it.
Well, thanks for bringing me on the project. I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So the next question is a bit out there because some of the people who follow me, they are from India. So my question is like, have you ever worked on any of the characters that belong to the Indian subcontinent, or do you have designed any characters like that, or have you ever worked on any of the Indian content books?
Well, now I have to think about that because, you know, it's funny when people ask me if I've ever worked on, characters from one continent or other. I forget things. It's been, 40 some years of doing this. So now I've got to think hard for a minute. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Any designs? I know Swamp Thing had a lot of Indian connotation going on in some of the stories.
Yes, that's true. But if there was any major characters, it's not hitting me right now. Now I'll probably wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, that's what I
We'll,
did.
we'll edit it in.
Fact checkers come in.
That's right. It's funny because people will remember stuff that I did that I've completely forgotten about.
I know, like in Dead Man, there were like some Indian characters there, and there was a goddess, Ramakrishna was mentioned.
Right.
In Spectre, I think too, like there are some connotations there.
That's right. We did. Now see, the stuff is starting to churn in my head now because there was either in the Spectre or Grimjack, one of the incarnations of one of those characters took place in India. Oh man, I can't put this together right now.
We will find it out.
Yeah.
We will.
Somebody knows the answer to this, and it's clearly not me.
we will find it.
It's that secret project taking up your mind. If you just say it out loud, it's free your
Oh, my editor will kill me.
All right.
There
I
you go.
tried.
We used to sign NDAs for stuff all the time years ago. And now it's just because they're essentially worthless, Now you just do it on faith, right? I remember I did a project for Disney, and it was based on the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I signed this huge NDA for it. And they sent me the script for the second movie, which I still have. It was really cool,
Wow.
But anymore, it's like, just don't tell anybody. I'm like, fine. I won't tell anybody.
Wow. I know, like if you're like working on the script of any of the movies, like I think Walt did too for Aliens and some other stuff.
Yeah.
They used to like call them on set, give them the scripts and everything. So that's pretty fascinating for like.
And Jan, I mean, all the stuff that she did for Star Wars, she used to sign all these NDAs. But it doesn't seem like they do that as much anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I think that there's an element of if you do so many projects and you've never said a word to anybody, but ahead of time, after a while, it's like they just trust you.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell anybody.
Yeah. That's what they did for my action figures. We have an NDA, but that's like just we know you. It's still process. We do it.
This is killing me. The visual of that character is in my head. I just can't remember if it was in the Spectre or Grimjack. Oh man. I've been doing this for a long time, apparently.
We'll find it.
It's just like turning in my head. It creates so many characters. And some of them are, I hate the word throwaway, because just because a character only appears in one book or one issue, you might sweat it out and really work hard in design. But they only appear one time.
Yep.
And then you move on to the next one,
Yeah.
So when John and I created that whole bunch of gods in Firestorm that were based on African gods.
Yeah.
And we really worked hard on that. but they appeared in X number of issues, and that was it. I don't think anybody ever
Yeah.
used them.
Now, say one day if I get an opportunity to pick DC characters, I'd just do obscure characters. Yeah, go find
And
them.
then other times, first shot with the first issue of Batman that I did way back in '85 or '86, and we created the Black Mask. I had no idea that he would become like a
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Batman villain. It's like
Yeah.
I had no clue. It's like, oh, create a Batman villain, cool,
Mhm.
Black Mask, and then he becomes a major Batman villain.
Yeah, it
I
just
didn't
stuck
know that
around.
was going to happen.
The Black Mask just stuck around when a lot of others just died
Yeah,
down. Like,
you create and you create and you create. You have
Yeah.
no idea what's going to stick to the wall and what's
yeah,
not.
yep. Now moving on to our final question. So, what are your views about AI tools being used? Uh, yeah.
Well, it's here. It's not going to go away.
Mhm.
It's an unfortunate situation that uh, it's going to take jobs away. I was just talking to a friend of mine who's in animation,
Mhm.
and that's really impacting jobs in animation right now. It's hurting a lot of people, and it's going to impact the comic book industry. It already is, obviously. I object to anything that takes creative work away from people.
Yeah.
And from what little I've seen of AI generated comics, I don't much care for it. But will it destroy comics? No, of course it won't. Comics are here to stay. Every 5 years in this comic industry, people are told, "Up, that's it. Comics are
Yeah.
done."
Yeah.
That's not true. It'll always be here, and the important thing about comics, and you can tell that just by being here, it's the interaction between the creators and the fans is one of the most important things about comics. That's what we're doing here. Uh, and that will always be here. So will we have AI created comics? Yes, unfortunately. And it's going to be part of the industry, and it's going to take some jobs away, but it won't kill it, and it won't destroy all the creators.
Yep. Now it's like listening to a song. The song exists, but you want to listen to it in a different voice. So someone else will come. So it's an artist that gives the soul to the art. So that thing is missing in AI. From what I've seen, I don't know what the future will be, but at least
Well,
that's what I feel.
remember when everybody said, "Oh, everybody's going to be working digitally. There'll be no more original art."
No.
And I was like, "What are you talking about? Of course there's going to be original art."
No.
I'm not going to. I mean, I do sometimes. I will do digital artwork, but for the majority of stuff I do traditional art, and it's still here, and people love traditional art.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I will keep doing it this way until I die, and that's all there is to it.
No, it was nice talking to you for whatever time we got, and I know that people are going to love this. We'll do more of it. I'll probably come find you at the Kubert Con as well. And yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for the sketch, and thank you for the cover.
All right. Well, thank you for doing the interview with me. I appreciate it.